Stephen Dean is no stranger to running mining companies. He was president of Teck when it merged with Cominco 23 years ago. He also built up Nova Scotia's short-lived Touquoy mine as CEO of Atlantic Gold. Now he's back at it. He's chairman and CEO of Artemis Gold, which is moving ahead with the Blackwater mine in BC, set for production next year. It's going to be one of BC's biggest gold mines ever. Thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Hi, Andy. It's always good to get caught up.
So tell us about this mine. You hope this thing will produce something like 400,000 ounces of gold every year, and you're looking to go into production next year?
We're in construction right now, Andy. We're targeting H2 2024 for first gold pour. Average production in the first 5 years is about 360,000, but then we ramp up quite significantly above that once we implement phase 2 and then phase 3 expansion phases of the mine.
And you don't at this stage need to raise any more money?
We're fully funded. Andy, we raised about 50 odd million Canadian recently with a partnership with Wheaton Precious Metals. That additional funding actually is helping us look at and examine more closely a phase 1A, if you like, optimizing what we think we can get out of the first phase of production and operation of the mine.
I know that PI Financial just had a look at the mine. They visited the site, and they say the risk of capex blowouts and insufficient funds waning. So you're hoping for, well, obviously you're hoping for no capex blowouts. But I think you did revise up the capital expenditure estimate for phase 1.
Yeah, we did a feasibility study back in 2021, and as we all know, inflation has had its impact on all things across the board, including things that go into the construction of a mine. We have revised that upwards to accommodate and reflect that inflation. One of the nice things about our approach to building mines, and as you know, we've built several of them as a team over the years. In fact, between my COO and myself, we've probably built north of 7 or 8 mines in our careers. Fixed price contracts for key parts of the construction, just the experience and the discipline that we bring to mine construction all help towards managing that schedule and budget risk.
You're hoping for some pretty darn low all-in costs, $800 or even less all-in cost per ounce once you get up and running?
Yes, we are. It's a function of a very low waste to ore strip ratio of this mine. It's a very large deposit, as you mentioned in your earlier comments, approximately 12 million ounces of gold and several million ounces of silver. But a low strip ratio, waste to ore, a great location, great topography. It's on the side of a hill. We enjoy the benefits of low cost, green, BC hydro energy, which is typically a big cost factor in any operating cost of a mine.
Did I read this wrong, that the big trucks will be running downhill, which saves you energy?
That is true. When the truck's loaded, we're running downhill from the mine to either the plant side or our waste stockpiles, which is a huge natural advantage for us. I think the other thing, just looking a little over the horizon, is that we've got quite a unique partnership with Caterpillar, the mighty Caterpillar Corporation, whereby around 2028, we hope to be deploying some of their largest, of the order of 250-ton trucks that are electric vehicles. And that will take advantage of the green energy that we enjoy here in British Columbia. And that has the potential of reducing our costs even further, let alone the low emission benefit. These
would be trucks that would be entirely electric?
That's correct.
Right, because I know that the big trucks sometimes now are partially, don't they? They have electric motors on the wheels, but they still use diesel.
That's correct. Yeah. That's correct. And there are some smaller trucks that are deployed underground that are entirely electric, but these big behemoths, these large 200, 300 ton trucks are yet to be perfected. They're in prototype form right now, and we hope to deploy them in 28, 29.
Could you just, we're tight on time, can you just explain the deal with Wheaton Precious Metals? Are they streaming gold from the mine? Because it seems a bit strange if you're a gold producer.
Yeah, we're taking advantage of the very low cost of capital that the streaming companies enjoy from their capital markets. And by partnering with them, we also enjoy the low cost of that capital. So yes, we have a gold and a silver stream with Wheaton Precious.
And sorry, how much did that raise for you, the deal with Randy Smallwood at Wheaton?
Randy lent us in this last round about 54 million Canadian equivalent.
Okay. What about M&A? Are you looking at any takeovers, or are you just going to get this mine up and running? You're busy enough, I know.
Yes, we are, Andy. And you know what? The biggest mistake that some of us can make in the industry is to take our eye off the ball. I promise you and your viewers that we will not be doing that. This is our focus, and no, M&A is not on the table.
Yeah, it's like contractors. You hire one, and then you find out they started another job somewhere else. Yeah. And about a third of the workforce are 30% Indigenous, I see.
That's correct. It's something that we're pretty proud of. We've done a huge amount of work with our First Nations partners. And we have 6 partners in the region, and 2 of them are the ancestral landowners of where the mine is located. Approximately 35% of our current workforce and our future workforce, we are targeting at around that level. We also pleased to say 30% of our workforce are female, and they're targets that we want to maintain and improve on.
Just finally, I guess one question. If it's such a great deposit, why has it not been developed until now?
The single biggest factor, Andy, historically, the mine was discovered just over 10 years ago. And gold prices have risen up significantly, as you know, since then, which of course make these deposits more economic. But the single biggest factor was the amount of capital. The first guess at what it would cost to build this mine was around 2 billion Canadian. And we've been able to reduce that number by phasing the construction of the mine into 3 phases, and that reduces the initial capital requirement and then funds the expansion out of cash flow.